here we have a Fender Blues Jr amp. This is a little combo amp, about 15 watts output. I've had this amp for about 15 years now. It's a really good little amp. I enjoy it. Some people wish the tone was a little more full or brighter or whatever. There's a lot of different ideas about mods out there. This one's pretty much stock. This is a great little amp for jamming or taking to gigs or whatever if you don't need to take something really big and powerful. Good little combo amp. But anyway, this thing's been around. It's traveled a lot, and it's starting to do some funny stuff. So it's got some noise in it. It's also the sound quality is just not good. It's not like it used to be. Something changed. So I decided to try to figure out what's going on here. One of the things I'll point out right away is that there are videos out there and forums where people would recommend changing out the electrolytic capacitors in the filter, in the power supply filter circuit, which would include mostly this one and these three. These are the high voltage caps, 450 volt rated. I believe that probably will help with this amp. In fact, I'm thinking that I might have some filter supply capacitor problems at this point because there's a lot of hum. I'm getting a lot of hum from the amp right now, even when no guitar is plugged in. But the other thing is I'm getting a lot of odd noises with the guitar plugged in, even to the point of maybe some feedback. Seems like there had been some feedback problems, which I don't remember having those problems with this amp before, so something has changed. So I'll go ahead and fire up the amp and we'll do some quick tests. One thing I'll note before we get to that, obviously tube amps, vacuum tube amplifiers, do have what would normally be considered by any electronics technician high voltage circuits. The capacitor is rated for 450 volts. This power supply circuit, as per the manufacturer's specs, is supposed to run at about 329 volts DC. I measured this circuit and it actually runs a little lower than that. It's running at 317, but either way, 317 volts DC is enough to give you a pretty good shock, if not electrocute you and, you know, ultimately lead to death. So, risk of serious injury or death, do not get into a guitar amp power supply circuit or any of the guitar amp circuits that you are unfamiliar with and you're unsure about.